What is up guys, JayFerGaming here and welcome to Sepang for round 2 in Malaysia of my F1 2014 career on the Xbox 360. If you haven't already, check out the first race of this series in Australia. It was a bit of a cracker, and if you haven't seen it already, I recommend you do. So here we go, setting up for the second race of the season. I did finish 10th in the first round. Massa did beat me by one position and he out-qualified me. A bit of a change to this series. From now on, because of the pace of the AI and me being on the wheel, I will be using the Legend AI in qualifying and Expert AI for the race. As you can see from qualifying, I am in 10th position, strangely enough. I did qualify 11th, so Hamilton's got a penalty, so he must have been second. Ricciardo's on pole, which is a bit crazy. There's no Mercedes at the front, which surprised me a little bit. Button was in 17th. He didn't get out of Q1, but 11th place on Legend AI is pretty respectable. I must say it is very tricky, especially with the traction control. The car's just sliding all over the place. It's difficult to control, but it's fun at the same time. But going for a 2-stop of this race, starting on the options and then 2 stints on the primes. So a bit of a standard strategy. It's the one that was recommended by my engineer, and last race I did say I wouldn't listen to my engineer for this race, but the strategy seems fair enough for this one. So we'll be on the grid here, getting ready from the start. We've got a Force India ahead. There's 3 lights, there's 4, there's 5. And it's lights out and away we go. We've got a good start. We're pretty much past Perez, but he's coming back. The Toro Rosso of Vern gets a flying start. He could be up to about 7th. Someone on my outside. Is that Hamilton? Yes, it is. He's got a great start. I've broken a little bit too early, but I'm still past Hamilton. Into 10th. Cars are going way too wide into the first corner, and I'm not sure why. Getting past the Force India there. My teammate's just ahead of me, so I'm going to stick behind him. A bit of oversteer there. Nearly caused another incident with Perez, just like in Australia. But 10th place, we've had an average start. The AI is so bad into this corner at the start, so I do want to take advantage, but there's a slight touch with Massa. I think, yeah, I'm just past him. Yeah, he backs out of it, and Magnussen gets past him, so a pretty decent start there. Closing in on Vern, who had an amazing getaway. The Toro Rosso must be good off the starting grid. But 8th place in the start, I'm happy with that, and there's potential for big points in this race. But at the start of lap 2, got a better run out of that very frustrating chicane. Using the slipstream on Vern. Obviously there's no Kers this year, which is a shame. I used to love like the tactical battles you can use with Rich Mix and Kers, DRS. I enjoyed that, but looks like we're getting past Vern here. Vern backs out into the fast left-hander, which is a shame. I'm sure on 2013 the AI didn't break there, and you could have a side-by-side battle into that section of the track, which is really fast, and it's the type of corners you like to fly through, overtaking people, of course. But on to lap 3 now. We're closing in on Hulkenberg, who's having a solid start to the season. Might think about a move here. I am closing in. Yeah, going up the inside. We're side by side. It's tricky to get on the power there. And here, the car slides all over the place. This corner as well. Practically the whole of Sector 2 is very tricky when you got traction control off. The car slides everywhere. The back end steps out all of the time. And this is one of the most trickiest corners on the calendar. The back end stepping out, you're trying to slow it down, turn in, and trying to avoid the car ahead. But we do have DRS, so we could be going for the overtake. Vern obviously has DRS just behind me. This could be a bit of a 3-way battle. I'm closing in, going around the outside. It's a good move. Outbroke him there. It looks like Vern's going around the outside of him as well, so that'd be a good move from him. Hulkenberg does get DRS on me, but was too far behind to trouble me. But I caught up to Raikkonen at the end of lap 6, using the second DRS zone of the lap. The Ferrari has got decent pace, but I've got the Mercedes engine, so I'm expected to fly past him. Let's see what we can do. It's going to be late into the braking zone. Going up the inside, he leaves me room, and it looks like he got a bit of oversteer, went a little bit wide, and I fly past him. Well, not really fly past him, just overtake him into that I hate that chicane is horrible on the power. It's just so frustrating. We're on lap 80. I pulled out a couple of second advantage over Raikkonen coming into the pits for my first stop. I'll be speeding it up because the pit lane is very slow, and we'll be coming into our box. Let's see what the boys do. Will it be another standard 3.7? Yes, it is, of course. So, looks like we're in 8th. I think Vern pitted as well there. Raikkonen went on. So we're in 8th. A few cars haven't pitted, including Massa and Raikkonen, who seem to be in a bit of a battle just behind me. Well, they will be when the pit stops are all played out. So there's a car in the pits, going to overtake him. And there's Massa in the pits. Yeah, we're about 5 or so seconds ahead of him. And I'm guessing that's Raikkonen. And yes, we've maintained 5th position. The gaps were pretty much the same, but I had to close in on Alonso, who was about 3 or 4 seconds ahead, using the DRS, which took me a few laps to achieve. Thinking about a dive there, but no. Be sensible here. There's a second DRS zone, so I might as well use it. Going up through the gears, trying to get a good tow. Looks like he's saving some power, building up his airs, and it's a pretty simple move. Oversteer there, which makes it a little more tricky, but it's really enjoyable when you get oversteer, I must say. When you're overtaking a car, getting a bit of oversteer, it's just really fun. I'm really enjoying this game, and yeah, Codemasters have done this aspect of the game really well. But Alonso, is he going to come back at me? Think about a defensive move, but there's no need. And I'm 4 seconds behind Rosberg. Hamilton's actually retired from the race, which would be a huge thing for the championship. I think it's the 2 Red Bulls at the front, which is really surprising. But Alonso looks like he's coming back. I'm going on the defensive once again into the first corner. Sliding wide. Is he going to go up the inside? No, he's not. I think he's going to back out. Yes, he is. Sadly, the AI aren't as brave. Just going for moves, flying up your inside. It's a shame, really, but you can still get some decent racing. And the next lap, Alonso is coming at me again as I slide. The car's sliding all over the place. We could do with a few upgrades, a bit more downforce. But in practice, yeah, we potentially could have had an upgrade, but sadly it failed, which doesn't help whatsoever. Alonso, once again, cannot defend from him here. I brake a little bit earlier to keep my tyre on the apex. Defending perfectly. Alonso's not getting past me. I want a solid 4th place and potentially more points, but yeah, I'm falling behind Rosberg. I don't have the pace to stick with the top 3. We're coming in for my second pit stop, my final one of the afternoon, hopefully, unless there's a huge incident like at the end of the Australian race last time out in Magnussen. Looks like Rosberg has stayed out, as I think Vettel has as well. Ricciardo's pitted. Massa's just overtaken me. He's having a very solid race, so potentially some good points here for the Williams team. And hopefully aiming for 3rd position in the Constructors' Championship. So, Alonso's pitted at the same time as me. What's the gap? That's 3 or so seconds. Looks like he actually might have closed in a little bit as well. So this could be an interesting battle to the end. And we're now on lap 20. A few cars are pitted, including my teammate Felipe Massa, who looks like he could be in 6th position. I'm guessing, yeah, I think he's with Raikkonen. So it's a bit of a Williams-Ferrari battle going on here in Malaysia. And yeah, Raikkonen's just ahead of him. So Massa's in 7th position. And yeah, it was pretty uneventful in the last stint. I overtook Ericsson, which isn't much of an achievement, overtaking a Caterham. But yeah, the gap between me and Alonso's 2 seconds. It was moving between 2 and 3 seconds throughout the final stint. Rosberg overtook Ricciardo, who was leading the race. So Vettel got the win, totally unexpected. So Red Bulls look like they're performing really well. Double podium for them. Rosberg in 2nd, and I'm coming home for 4th place. My best finish so far, 12 points on the board. And after the slight disappointment in Australia, that is a fantastic comeback. And Felipe is in 7th. So that's another 18 points for the team. That's a great weekend for us. And Vettel gets the win from Rosberg. Ricciardo on the podium. Myself in 4th. ahead of the 2 Ferraris, who were sandwiched by the 2 Williams. The 2 Force Indias and Magnussen make up the top 10. Grosjean 11th, so Lotus have finished 11th in both races. There's a penalty there. Sutil got a 10-second penalty, and look at them retirements. Verne was in the top 7 when he retired. Button and Hamilton. That's not going to help his championship whatsoever, but I don't really care. So as we can see, yeah, Rosberg went for the alternative strategy. The options at the end seemed to work for him as he overtook Ricciardo. So it's good to see variation in strategies from the AI. In the Drivers' Championship, Rosberg's taken the lead from Vettel, Alonso, Ricciardo. Hamilton in 6th. Who'd have thought I'd be 2 points behind Hamilton? I'm in 7th. I think for this season, if I can get 5th place, I'd be very happy with that. And obviously be my teammate. I'm 5 points ahead of him. Looking down the standings at the minor placings. So the constructors is very tight so far. Mercedes with a 2-point lead over Red Bull. Ferrari 3rd. We're already 27 points behind 3rd place, which is what I originally was aiming for. So that might be tough. But we can always aim high. So thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Next time out, it will be the night race in Bahrain. Hopefully be another entertaining race. And I'll catch you in the next video. Goodbye.